So you probably started your own business for the freedom, right? You wanted to be in control, to call the shots, to build your own vision. But if you're a solopreneur, you know there's a flip side to that dream. And that's the very, very real threat of burnout. So how do you build a business that actually fuels your life instead of completely consuming it? Let's dive in.
And this really hits home, doesn't it? When you're the strategist, the marketer, the operator, the customer support, you're literally doing it all. The pressure is just immense. So it's really no wonder that so many of us feel like we're constantly just running on empty.
And that brings up this really big question. When you start to feel that burnout creeping in, it's so easy to blame yourself, right? To think, I'm not working hard enough, or I'm not smart enough. But what if the problem isn't you? What if the entire system, the whole hustle culture we've been sold, is what's actually broken?
Okay, so let's get into what I call the solopreneur's burnout trap. We are constantly told that the only way to succeed is to do more, to push harder, to sacrifice sleep. But here's the thing. For a business of one, that mindset is a one-way ticket to exhaustion, not success. It's truly dangerous.
So what's the answer? Well, we need a totally new definition of what productivity even means. It's time to shift our entire mindset away from this obsession with maximum output and move toward building a system that's all about sustainable, long-term progress.
And this right here, this lays it out so clearly. On the one hand, you have that old school traditional model. It's all about output, intensity, and chasing those short-term wins. But on the other hand, you have a sustainable model. This is built on consistent energy, meaningful progress, and thinking about the long game. This is the fundamental shift we have to make.
So, instead of waking up and asking, how much can I possibly cram into today? I want you to start asking yourself this question. Seriously, what pace can I maintain for the next 6 months? This completely reframes everything. It forces you to think like a marathon runner, not a sprinter, which is exactly what being a solopreneur is. It's a marathon.
All right, so we get the why. That mindset shift is huge. But what about the how? How do we actually put this stuff into practice? Well, this next section is all about the actionable, practical tools you can use to design a workday that actually works for you, not against you. Okay, this next idea is maybe the most important one of all. You have to stop managing your time and start managing your energy. Think about it. You can have 8 hours in a day, but if you have 0 energy, those hours are completely worthless. Your energy is your most valuable, non-renewable resource. And this number, this can be a real game changer. I want you to forget the myth of the 8-hour productive workday. It's just not real. Most of us, and I mean really, only have about 3 to 5 hours of peak mental energy for deep work. The whole key is to identify that golden window and dedicate it to your most important revenue-driving work. The rest of the day, that can be for lighter, easier tasks. Now here's something a lot of people miss. Burnout often isn't from the one big project. It's the death by 1,000 cuts of all the small, constant decisions you have to make. What should I post on social media? How should I reply to this email? Every single one of those little choices drains your mental battery. So how do we fight back against that decision fatigue? We automate our choices. It's that simple. First up, use templates for emails, for proposals, for anything you do repeatedly. It saves you from reinventing the wheel every single time. Next, theme your days. Maybe Mondays are for marketing, Tuesdays for client work. It creates an automatic focus. And finally, limit your tools. Stop jumping between 20 different apps. Each one of these simple systems gives you back so much valuable energy.
And all of this ties into a really powerful concept called leverage. It's the classic work smarter, not harder idea. True progress, the kind that really moves your business forward, doesn't come from doing 100 different things. It comes from doing the few things that create the biggest results.
And let's be honest, does this chart look a little familiar? For so many of us, this is the reality. We spend 80% of our effort on everything else. You know, the admin, the busy work, the stuff that feels productive but isn't. Meanwhile, only 20% is dedicated to tasks that actually grow the business. Sustainable productivity is all about flipping that ratio on its head.
Okay, but none of these strategies, none of them will work if you don't protect the engine of your business. And that engine, it's you. This means we have to talk about setting boundaries, really embracing rest, and adopting a mindset that allows for your own long-term health.
Listen, boundaries do not limit your creativity, they protect it. It's the container that allows creativity to happen. Simple things like having a clear start and end time to your day, creating a shutdown ritual, like closing your laptop and walking away to mentally clock out,
and designating a real, non-negotiable day off. This is the space where your best ideas are actually born.
I really want you to let this one sink in. We've been taught our entire lives that rest is something you earn after you're exhausted. That's completely backward. Rest is preventative maintenance for your brain and your business. It's a strategic input that's required for high-quality output. You have to schedule it in before you think you need it. And finally, please give yourself permission to have slow seasons. You have to normalize plateaus. Just like in nature, your business is going to have seasons of intense growth and seasons of quiet rest and reflection. Chasing this idea of constant, non-stop linear growth isn't just unrealistic, it's a guaranteed path to burnout.
So when you put all these pieces together, what happens? You start to move from just surviving the day-to-day grind to actually thriving in your business for the long haul. That's the whole point, isn't it?
It really all boils down to these 3 powerful principles. Number 1, do less but do it better. Focus on that high-impact 20%. Number 2, reduce friction. Design simple systems that save your precious mental energy. And number 3, and this is the big one, prioritize yourself. You are not a machine. You are your business's single most valuable asset.
And this, right here, is the ultimate goal. The reason you started this whole crazy journey wasn't to build a beautiful cage for yourself. It was to build a business that supports and enhances your life. Never, ever forget that. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Don't try to change everything all at once, okay? That's overwhelming. Just ask yourself, what is one small, simple boundary you can set today to start reclaiming your energy? Maybe it's just closing your laptop at 6 p.m., no exceptions. Or maybe it's taking a real lunch break away from your desk. Whatever it is, that's your starting point. Go do that.